probably, this is a great view, by the way. It's probably the only place where there's not a lot of wind. Move right here. Hopefully there's not a lot of wind, but you know, I just can't stress the importance of, you know, I just went to a place. It's one of my favorite places to go now. Robin, if you're watching, thank you so much for everything. You know, it's one of my favorite places to go. The coffee there literally costs, I think, 10 or 15 euros for a little cup of coffee. I must say, I love this place. The people there, amazing. But what that does is much more valuable than that 15 euro cup of coffee. When I say that it wasn't about the coffee, the 15 euros or something like this for coffee, it's about the environment that you're around. You know, they say the most important people are the 5 people, the most important things are the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I feel like in that kind of environment, you're around, yeah, the environment kind of changes everything. So I think that's probably one of the best lessons that I've learned from it. And I think that it's one reason why I think you guys should always, all the things you guys really want to do, you want to be a pro athlete, you want to have this car, you want to do this, be around people who've already done that. And just being in the presence of them, normally uplifts you, inspires you to do the same. Oh, bookstore. And kind of just for you guys looking for English books, if you guys go by the Place de Concord, literally, there's a place, W.H. Smith. Every book is in English. Every single book. My goodness, I was in the store for like 5 minutes. What happened? Oh my gosh. The weather was perfect before, I have no idea. Wow. But definitely go check that store out, awesome place. And they have a coffee shop upstairs. Diet. It was going pretty well until last night. I kind of cheated a little bit, and today this is still okay, no meat or anything, so that's good. Then what I was saying, I think is so important though, and not only the environment is everything. The environment is the people you're around, the things you listen to, the things you see, all those things, the things you read, everything is part of your environment. It all plays a part in it. Just like an environment in nature, it depends on the rain, depends on the weather, depends on the sun, depends on the animals, depends on the soil, depends on the shade from the trees, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think the one thing that is really important to always be aware of is the environment that you allow yourself to be around. Not saying you have to go to a place that you can get expensive coffee, but I think you still should be around the things that you really want to achieve, and if you don't indulge 100% in them, but be around the people who are. But right now I'm gonna finish this super starving. We're gonna spin. And the crazy thing is I carried this umbrella with me the entire time I've been here, and the very last hour I'm here, it pays off. There's a secret lesson to be learned in that. Ça fonctionne plus maintenant.
Non, ça fonctionne pour les deux.
Okay, nice. Accident on the train. Metro's not going. I have about 45 minutes to my train, and I think it's about a 45-minute walk to the north train station where I'm heading. So one thing that I tell you guys all the time in Paris and France in general, when it comes to the trains, don't bet on the trains. There's always something, always something. We're gonna spin. Okay, finally arriving here. I would say just in time, but still have a few minutes, but I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking out I was freaking out. No, I know I always talk about, you guys, if you guys aren't new around here, I always talk a lot about the, I know another coffee and cake, tired. But you know, I always talk about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That's a huge step, I think. But then I realized today the biggest step after that is not freaking out when you're freaking out. That's like the next step. Why I think that's so good is because when you freak out and you freak out, you focus more on the freaking out than the solution itself. So I think not freaking out when you're freaking out is a much better example, but in the train. You know, and then when I say freak out, I don't mean freak out necessarily like in a negative kind of way. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but I want to say it was last year. You guys remember we had like 2 days off of training, and I was supposed to be, I brought like a kind of last minute flight to fly to Barcelona just for like 2 days, or just for like a day and a half. And I was super excited, you know, after we finished the game, I was super excited to leave, and I was like freaked out excited. And what happened was, I was so excited that, you know, what my college coach used to say is it was smoke on the brain, meaning that when you got a lot of things going on, you get this smoke on the brain where you're not thinking clearly. And this is like exactly what happened. I wasn't thinking clearly. Got to the airport, I totally forgot my passport, and it wasn't even because it was a bad freak out. It was just, you get all that adrenaline flowing, and you don't think clearly, because all that blood, all that adrenaline rushes straight to your body for your flight or fight function, so you can run or whatever you have to do. But that kind of shuts the brain off, and you can't really think as well, which can be a problem. But on that note, guess that is kind of a good lesson there, just saying that. But I just remember I do have weights, and I'm gonna do weights tomorrow actually. But I do have training, so we're gonna spin one more time. Just thought I'd say this just in case
and this does another thing as well. It keeps the potato.
Oh, I kind of just finished training. Not too bad. Actually, it was an okay train. Let's leave it at that. But just getting home, as you guys know, on the potato diet still, as much as I want to eat at a restaurant that was open just down the street from my house, but potato diet, got to get back on it today, at least for dinner. And I kind of think that's kind of it for today. Kind of been a busy day. I don't know. Sometimes it's not until I realize, like, when I'm not vlogging, I don't really realize the days that they're busy, and I'm like been on the train for 3 hours today, coming back here. Things just kind of seem like this in the vlog, but then I realize, and when I'm editing it, I'm like, wow, I did a lot. I kind of woke up in Paris at like 7, and boom, 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 just kind of moving around a lot. But I guess if I had to have a theme for today and a thought for today, just trying to stick to the topic, you know, when I have all these breaks in between the vlog, I kind of forget. But try not to freak out when you're freaking out. That would be the thought of the day. I remember, don't freak out when you freak out. Things always come up, things always happen. And I mean, the only thing you really control is kind of how you react to it. That's what really determines the situation a lot of times. Because when you get in the moment and you just I'm getting too excited about making these potatoes, that's when I forget things like right now, like I haven't turned the oven on. Just little things like that if I had to leave it a good thought for today. And kind of on that note, we'll have some cool announcements to announce soon to you guys. If you guys listen to the podcast and you already know about some cool things coming up, but if not, I'll announce it here on the channel soon. But kind of on that note, guys, I'm a little bit tired. I am kind of drained mentally. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to everybody later. If you guys are new around here, please leave a comment. Let me know where you're from. It's always great meeting you guys. And I'll talk to everybody later. And everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to